Welcome back. With our Hyper-V software up and running, let's move ahead with building our first virtual machine. Now, similar to what we did for VMware Workstation series of videos, I won't go through the exact step-by-step guide for the installation process. I will be placing more emphasis on creating the virtual machine, so if you do need a step-by-step guide, I'll link my VirtualBox OPNSense installation in the video description below. Now, before we start, let's create some tasks for ourselves to ensure that we're on the right track. And here's what we would like to accomplish. So first, we want to create a new virtual machine in Hyper-V. We'll assign 2 network adapters to our new virtual machine. We'll ensure the first adapter is assigned to the private switch. We'll ensure the second adapter is assigned to the external switch. We'll add a static IP for the LAN network, and the IP will be 172.20.20.254, and that will be on a /24 network. And we'll leave the WAN to obtain an IP address through DHCP. And lastly, we'll enable the DHCP service on the LAN network with the IP range 172.20.20.10 to 172.20.20.100. First, I'll open up Hyper-V Manager. Then I'll create a new virtual machine. I can either right-click on our computer name under Hyper-V Manager, or under the Actions menu, I can click on New Virtual Machine. And we get the New Virtual Machine Wizard window. I'll select Next for the Before You Begin section. I'll name my virtual machine OPNSense-VM. I'll select Generation 2 and click Next. I'll give it 2048 megabytes of RAM. I'll select my private switch for networking. For the hard disk drive, I'll leave it to create a new virtual hard disk. I'll change the size to be 20 gigabytes and then click Next. At the installation options screen, I'll select the option to install an operating system from a bootable image file. Then I'll navigate to my Downloads folder, and I'll select my OPNSense ISO file and click Next. Then I'll click on Finish and wait for the new virtual machine to be created. Before I power on the virtual machine, I'll right-click on the VM and go to Settings, and I will add a new hardware. I will select Network Adapter and then click Add. Then I'll change the virtual switch to be the external switch. And lastly, I will disable Secure Boot. And after that, I will connect to my virtual machine, and I will start it up and wait for OPNSense to boot. Once the boot process is completed, we can now proceed with installation. I'll log in with the username installer and the password is OPNSense. And from here, I'll just go through the setup process for OPNSense, and once it's done, I'll reboot. The reboot is done. And we get this message letting us know that OPNSense is still running in live mode. And this is because our primary boot device is still set to the OPNSense ISO image. So I will shut down my OPNSense virtual machine and make this change. Once OPNSense is fully shut down, I will go back to my virtual machine settings. Then I will move my hard drive to be my first boot device. Then I will go to DVD drive and I'll remove the DVD. Then I will start my virtual machine once again. Once OPNSense is back up, I will log in, and we can see that we no longer get that message that OPNSense is running from live media. And just a quick glance at this screen, you can see that we have our LAN connection assigned to HN0 with the IP address 192.168.1.1, and this is the default IP network that OPNSense assigns to your LAN connection, and our WAN connection is assigned to HN1 with the IP address 10.10.10.37 with a /24 network. This IP was assigned automatically to my WAN connection through my DHCP server on my home network. Moving on, we can now assign our preferred IP address to our LAN connection. And from here, I'll assign the IP address 172.20.20.20 to HN0 with /24 at the subnet mask. And then I'll proceed, and I will say yes to enable the DHCP service on the LAN network. The start of the range will be 172.20.20.10. And the end range will be 172.20.20.100. So our OPNSense router will hand out IP addresses between the range 172.20.20.10 to 172.20.20.100. And next, we're asked some questions about HTTPS and certificate. I'll just say no to all of these. It's just 3 questions. I'll just enter 3 times. And with that, we're done. Our OPNSense router is configured and it's ready to hand out IP addresses. So in the next video, we'll be installing Windows Server 2022 on Hyper-V. So I will see you in that video. Thank you. If you find the information helpful, please feel free to like the video and subscribe to the channel for future videos. Thank you.